Welcome back. It's another game in CalGuard Gym. This game, a game of dittos. The East Texas Baptist University Tigers take on the Trinity University Tigers in a Tiger Derby where both Tiger teams have lost against their previous opponent, the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Both teams have 3 losses. One of them will get a 4th, and one of them will get a win and prove themselves the true Texas Tigers of the year. I am Reed Rosales on the Tiger Network, joined by Annika Saenz. Annika, this is a team that is no stranger to either Tiger teams. Should be a good one. It always is, usually.
It's going to be a great game. Beautiful Sunday matchup. It's been a great day in San Antonio. We saw some beautiful basketball for the past 2 days. It's going to be another really great matchup. I don't know if it'll be as exhilarating as the first game against the Titans and the Trinity Tigers, but this should be a good matchup between both teams. I'm expecting it to be pretty physical. I know that there was a couple players on both sides of the Tigers whenever they played the Titans that inevitably fell out. Elaine King was one of them for the Trinity Tigers, and Ward was the second one for the ETBU Tigers, with Peyton Hicks garnering her 4th one late in that 4th quarter. But there's going to be some quick shots going up early in the shot clock. Both teams press pretty well, and defensive intensity is going to be there definitely for both Tiger teams.
And it is Elaine King versus Hannah Matthews to tip off here in CalGuard Gym. ETBU, despite the Tigers winning the tip-off, ETBU gets their hands on it. Hicks starts things off for ETBU. Driving in, kicks it back out. Bickford doesn't take the 3. Matthews holds the ball in her hands. Back outside. No 3 taken by Tristan Smith. Smith spinning around, back outside to Bickford. Bickford finds Matthews inside. Short shot clock. Nothing going there for Matthews. Livy Savageau gets it down to Sky O'Rourke. Trinity with their first possession of the game. Napoli directing traffic. Handing it to Sky O'Rourke. Now back in the hands of Savageau. Trying to get it to Napoli. She does. Napoli moving inside. Bounced out on the end line, but a foul drawn. Matthews will be tagged with it. Matthews disagreeing with the call.
Great drive by Josie Napoli on that baseline. And it's a quick call for Matthews as she was trying to cut Josie Napoli off on that baseline.
Napoli finds Savageau. Savageau getting the call to start today. Timmons trying to drive in. Another foul called. Again, this one against Bickford. Bickford also looking a bit surprised at the quick whistle. O'Rourke, she receives the inbounds pass. The pass up. Shot doesn't go, but it will remain a Trinity Tiger ball.
With 18 seconds left on that shot clock, it feels like there's been 3 possessions on this half of the court.
Timmons hands it to Napoli. She works her way down at the top of the arc. Now in the far side lane, in the paint. Near side lane, back to Timmons at the center. Shot doesn't fall. No points scored in the first minute. Who will open up the scoring? Matthews bobbles the ball a bit. Tristan Smith goes back to Matthews. Matthews working up against King. Again, another shot doesn't go. Ball is a bit loose, but taken by Timmons. To Savageau in the corner. Sky O'Rourke doesn't take the shot. Timmons in the corner. Shot too strong, but a second chance for Trinity. As Sky O'Rourke gets the offensive board. Her shot doesn't go, but another opportunity for Trinity. King back to O'Rourke. Her 3 is good. 3 good for Sky O'Rourke. Opens the scoring nearly 2 minutes in the first quarter.
Nothing new. She was the leading scorer in that game against the Titans. She had great defensive effort. As we just see her go in again for another hustle. She had reached a career high. I'm pretty sure it was 21 points against the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. Played all around the floor on all 3 tiers of offense for sure. Good little mid-range jumper she had in the first and second half of that game. She's coming in hot with another 3 on that left wing.
See on that replay, Hicks colliding into Sky O'Rourke from behind.
Surprised they didn't call another foul. That would have been a quick 3 fouls within 2.5 minutes.
Hicks standing on the Tiger head, passing it up to Matthews. Kadia Ward in the game for ETBU, gets the ball, trying to drive inside, working against Timmons. No shot falling for ETBU just yet. The pass up is deflected in the hands of Hannah Ayala. 3 from Herta. Too short. Tough decision. The pass was not the best, but a foul again. A lot of fouls here in the first, not even 3 minutes yet.
I felt like it was going to be a pretty physical game. And I'm not surprised. I think that both teams are definitely going to learn with each quarter and learn how the refs are going to be calling a lot of these fouls, especially when it is just one-on-one defensively. I think the biggest thing right now for both teams is just taking care of the ball and making sure that each of your possessions is going to be converted on offense.
First free throw from Ward is good. First point for ETBU. Trying to make it a 1-point game. It's 3-2.
ETBU's backing off. They're not really pulling anything full court right now.
Napoli, quick 3, just pulled up, but no good. Ward with the board. ETBU on the move. The pass is behind the intended target. Ayala gets her hands on it. Oh, smooth pass and a foul drawn against Macy Jones, the 6'4" junior. Transfer out of LSU will head to the charity stripe.
I think with that foul, I know Josie was a little surprised by it, but as soon as the ref sees one hand down, and I'm pretty sure that one was on her lower back, it's going to be an automatic foul.
Tie game, it's 3-3.
Tie foul count too.
One-two trip for Jones. Napoli finding Sky O'Rourke. Back out to Timmons. Timmons had a pretty open 3 and said she'll defer to O'Rourke. O'Rourke's 3 clangs off the iron. Ward letting everybody get set up before backing off. Timmons bringing pressure. Ward trying to drive through Timmons. Little Euro before passing it to Jones. Jones' shot, not the best, but Sky O'Rourke finds herself open up front. O'Rourke outrunning the ETBU Tigers.
Beautiful transition pass by Josie Napoli. It was really just a needle through. What is it called? Threading the needle. There we go. Took me a second there. It's a little slow. Had a slow day.
Ayala gets the offensive board for ETBU. Ward slows things down. Finds Herta in the corner. Get it in to Jones. Jones loses the ball. It's in the hands of Napoli. Josie Napoli going quick. And now slows things down a little bit. Tried to fight Savageau, but the 6'4" frame of Macy Jones bats down the pass. Elaine King denies Hicks, who went right into her. Bailey Timmons doesn't save it. Some quick transition plays for both sides, but no points coming out of it.
And those are possessions that you really need to convert on. And even though you may not get a shot at the rim, you just need to take it out, maybe set up an offense. They're really good, the Tigers, Trinity Tigers, are pretty good at the half-court set. So just making sure to take care of that ball once again. I mean, they've been crashing the glass pretty hard, so every shot that's gone up, they've at least had a chance to go up for a second possession.
Sarah Cowan, new face for ETBU in, number 5. Hannah Matthews back in the game. Hicks finds an open Ward outside. Shot not good enough. But an offensive board gives ETBU another opportunity. Hicks thought she was going to step back to take the 3. Instead, goes for the short range moving jumper is good. 5-5.
That was a veteran move right there.
Hicks, grad student, transfer from UMHB, going from one ASC team to another. Savageau hands it off to O'Rourke, who hands it off to King. King trying to find Savageau, finally does. Savageau back to King, kicks it out to O'Rourke, finds herself open. Her 3 doesn't go, but it's hit right back into her hands. Second chance, no good. Third times, gets fouled. Bailey Timmons will head to the line. A lot of chances for Trinity.
And that's off of just generating good offense. There was a good paint puncture. I know Elaine King stopped at that left wing, or left elbow, excuse me. And she just becomes a great decision maker. She has a high IQ. I think she needs to look at the basket a little more. She could be a really big offensive threat sometimes if she just shoots it from the mid-range. But once again, great facilitator nonetheless. And then obviously Bailey Timmons just hard crashing the board.
And right now, ETBU and Trinity tied, but ETBU's gotten the majority of their points from the free throw line. It's kind of felt like the Tigers have had most of the possession for the game. Just a couple of untimely turnovers, and 4 points off of turnovers for ETBU too.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to be a pretty even matchup until someone decides to potentially go on a run. Ending out this first quarter, or even coming into the second quarter, I know that everybody kind of comes in with different adjustments. May come into a zone, especially if ETBU is not hitting from the outside. But I think it would help them maybe in the second quarter if they do go into a zone, because Hannah Matthews is a person that they're always looking for. And especially when you have secondary and tertiary help there, it can be a good outlet or a good way for the Tigers to make sure that they keep the ball off that rebound and push it in transition, which is something that they've been wanting to do the entire game.
ETBU, a very defensive-minded team. Illinois Wesleyan against Trinity scored 94 points. Against ETBU, they scored 66, so really a difference of 30 points between performances.
Yeah, I mean, I really could not believe it was a combined for almost 200 points, the first game of this little 3-game tournament here. And I really couldn't believe it. I think combined, too, it was 50 turnovers. So it was just a lot of a lot.
Bailey Timmons makes it a 2-point lead for Trinity. ETBU dissecting the Tiger defense. Ivory Scott on the court for Trinity. Hicks goes back out to Ward. Now in the hands of Ayala at the top of the arc. Back to Hicks. Hicks works to her left. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Big pass out to Cowan. 3 up, 3 good. Sarah Cowan, the junior from Wichita Falls, puts ETBU up by 1. Napoli hands it off to Sky O'Rourke. High pass to Elaine King, then another high pass back to O'Rourke. Timmons gets the handoff. Napoli at the top of the arc, contending with Hicks, trying to beat her defender, loses the ball, ends up in the hands of Ward. Ward has King to go against, handing it off. It'll remain ETBU ball. Tristan Smith having the ball punched away from her.
Even though Elaine King is coming out, I mean, I cannot express to you enough how important she is on the defensive end. And when she fouled out in overtime against the Titans, it felt a little different. I mean, she's great at maintaining vertical position and getting her hand just on the ball and making sure that she doesn't foul. So whenever there are 2-on-1 opportunities, she can really stop it.
Jivy Caceres and Natalie Greenwood on the court for the Tigers now. Scott causing some trouble for Hicks, but they find Ayala in the corner. Corner 3 for Hannah Ayala. Sophomore out of El Paso. Makes it 11-7. ETBU advantage. Greenwood draws the foul.
Another standout player against the Illinois Wesleyan Titans. She had a couple points early on in that first half, and she was just great. She had good body control. She got her back to the basket, and she made some great offensive passes.
And I'm not really sure, none of the officials noticed Jalen Martin and Maddie Moeller running onto the court a little too early.
That's one of those things where you just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Greenwood's first free throw was no good. Now the officials discussing. Head coach Blake Arbogast for ETBU having a lengthy conversation with one of the officials as well. Now the subs come in, Jalen Martin and Maddie Moeller on the court for Trinity. No more starters on the court for the Tigers of Trinity. 1-for-2 trip for Natalie Greenwood. 8-11, it's a 3-point gap. ETBU struggling to get it across, but they do. Back to Hicks. Hicks driving in, short jumper, kisses it off the glass for 13 points for ETBU. Scott to Martin. Martin works her way in the paint. Shot from the free throw line, too short, but Natalie Greenwood with the board. Finds Martin again. Down to Caceres. Contested three, no good. Ward and the Tigers of ETBU goes in the paint before backing out. Couple substitutions waiting for ETBU. Foul called against Martin.
It was one of those fouls where it's like you could see it was potentially coming. She was looking at the ball and then just inevitably reached.
Macy Jones, Tiffany Bickford, and Madison Herta on the court for ETBU. Ward on the Tiger head. Backs up. Martin trying to get the ball. Instead, they find Bickford outside. Can't take the shot. Jones passing it into Ayala. Easy points for ETBU.
Ayala just had great positioning in that possession. Knew that nobody was going to be behind her. Just called for the ball, and with her height, she just finished.
Maddie Moeller. Scott called for it, but intercepted by ETBU. Scott takes a tough fall as well. ETBU has the numbers game. Shot doesn't fall for Jones. Kind of got kicked the ball by Ward.
Looks like an ankle.
Scott is down. She's getting back up.
That girl is tough as nails. She took 2 hard falls the other day. And my God, she really is a great defensive, offensive player. Hope she can get back on the court soon.
I think you saw in the replay there, she rolled her ankle. She stepped on the foot of Macy Jones and rolled her ankle, it looks like.
Yeah.
So Josie Napoli will check back in for Trinity. Scott will take a moment.
Right now, it just seems like the Tigers aren't getting valuable shots up. They're getting them up just to get them up, and I think they just need to look for possessions where the offense is flowing within them and letting it come to them.
ETBU 5 for their last 7 from the floor. Trinity 1 for the last 7. Their last shot came nearly 5 minutes ago. Maddie Moeller's attack falls flat. Herta finds Jones. Can't finish it off. Trinity looking for some points desperately. Moeller, corner 3, good. Maddie Moeller reporting into this one. Makes it a 4-point gap between ETBU and Trinity. Bickford's 3, off the iron. Caceres gets the board. Hands it off to Napoli. Napoli shoots. Napoli scores! And just like that, the Trinity Tigers 1 point behind.
It's crazy how basketball can just swing like that.
Bickford called for the travel. Momentum swinging towards the Tigers in maroon. ETBU will be content to stay on the other side. Macy Jones checks out as Ward checks in. Caceres, the one to take it down the court before handing it off to Napoli. Napoli to Moeller. Moeller works her way in before handing it to Caceres. Loses the ball for a moment, but gains back control. But Ward stretches out an arm. She's by herself. She scores. No shot clock. Trinity. We'll see if they elect to take the last shot, but Napoli driving in, wanting points first. Can't get it. Some acrobatic plays made by ETBU to get the ball back. And 4 points quickly for ETBU as they win it in transition twice.
Last second shot.
Napoli fumbled the ball a little bit. Napoli really wanting a call. That'll end the first quarter. ETBU up 19-14 over Trinity. right now, despite Trinity winning the rebound game.
Yeah, I mean, it's turnovers. It really just comes down to taking care of the ball. And especially when you do have the ball and you're looking out in transition, you have to convert. That's where we see the differential. And I mean, just like in this last possession, it just comes down to you're not getting a shot up on time, or you're just not taking advantage or letting the shot come to you naturally on offense. So I think they just need to figure out what type of offense they want to run. I know that puncturing the paint has always been really good for them. I know that a big part of this first quarter, we saw it a couple times, was Elaine King coming in at the high post, top of the key, and being that decision maker. I think that can help them out, especially coming into the second quarter. And they just hit 2 threes. So there's no threat that they're not a good three-point shooting team.
Napoli befell a similar fate against Illinois Wesleyan, had an opportunity to maybe get a shot off last second against the Titans, but couldn't get the ball off nearly in time.
Yeah.
Pushed the game into overtime.
We're seeing that replay with Ward. I mean, she's just incredibly athletic, and we saw it against the Titans, and she had great defensive presence. Although she did foul out in that game, she is a big part of who the ETBU Tigers are.
ETBU putting together a nice season for themselves so far. 3 losses on the year. One of them against Illinois Wesleyan. Other against McMurray, who's now in the SEAC. They were in the ASC last year. Napoli shoots it nearly from under the rim. Gets fouled. Other loss for ETBU was against Whitman, who is a traditional Region 10 powerhouse. Very good team out of the Northwest Conference. Anna Ayala in for ETBU.
Another underrated player. I mean, she just had 5 points in that first half. Can shoot from the outside, has good body positioning, can guard posts.
The contested shot from within the free throw line by Timmons is good. Nothing but net for her.
The way she just rises up and can just shoot over anybody, really. She has a high shot. It was really good to see it against the Titans whenever she reached her career high as well.
Yeah, she had matched her career high in the first half.
She had 16 points in that first half.
Under 10 seconds, Hicks takes it herself. And man, she has a knack for hitting it high off the glass.
When you're that short of a player, you have to learn how to shoot with some finesse. So any floaters or anything off the glass, they're going to be your best friend.
Timmons, wow, threading the needle there, but man, the ball's still in the Tigers of Trinity's hands. Shot doesn't go. That ball might have been ETBU's a couple times. ETBU having numbers originally, but now they lost the ball. Trinity gets it back.
I think I've talked about this all weekend. You got to get a stop and you got to convert. You have to play a game within a game. And this was a big stop by Trinity. They had something in transition, then they stopped it. So now let's see if they can convert in this half-court offense.
ETBU had a good chance. They only had Savageau to deal with, but then the pass was not the best. Everything fell apart from there. O'Rourke, I think, intended the pass for Napoli, but Timmons took it herself. Napoli, near side lane drive, kicks it back out to O'Rourke. O'Rourke in the paint, now to King. King gets blocked. Not often we say that about Elaine King.
She's usually the blocker, not the blockee.
It's 21-16, ETBU leading. Ward taking her time against O'Rourke. Shot from the elbow, no good for Ayala. Savageau driving between 2 ETBU Tigers. Napoli to the corner, Sky O'Rourke pulls up for a short jumper off the back of the metal.
Looked like one of those possessions where Sky O'Rourke may have just wanted to extend out the three. She's made one already. It's one of those things where you just got to feel it as a shooter and let the ball come to you.
And Ward, we've kind of seen her start most of these plays for ETBU. Hicks, back to Ward. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock again. Shot from Herta, in and out. It looked pretty good, but unfortunate roll for her. O'Rourke driving through, gets fouled, no and one. But a trip to the charity stripe. Two players in for ETBU. That's Tristan Smith and Anna Beamsdorfer.
Say that 10 times fast.
Beamsdorfer. Number 32, transfer from Howard Payne. Again, another ASE team. First shot from O'Rourke, doesn't go. Scoring drop for the Tigers of nearly 2 minutes, 30 seconds. But O'Rourke quenches it. Brings it to a 4-point affair. The first time we're seeing Beamsdorfer in for ETBU. Junior out of Kempner. They find Bickford, but she loses the ball. It'll stay ETBU ball. Bickford went flying out of control. See who takes it in for ETBU. It'll be Hicks. Nobody going to cover the inbounds pass. Instead, each Tiger goes to another Tiger. Foul drawn. So Beamsdorfer will head to the line.
I think that's Bailey Timmons' second, if not her. Is that still her first?
It's her first.
That's still her first. Oh, I'm thinking of their other possession earlier on in that first quarter was Elaine King.
Perfect free throw from Beamsdorfer. Perfect trip for Beamsdorfer. Beamsdorfer will check out. And Ward is back in. Napoli and the Trinity Tigers looking to keep pace. They run a play, spin around. Savageau's three is good. The freshman makes it a one-possession game with her three.
That was just a beautiful offensive possession. I remember talked about this a little earlier too. Pass it up to Elaine King. Once again, a great decision maker. Saw that Josie Napoli's defender was looking away, and then of course Josie Napoli, being the facilitator that she is, got it to an open player, and Livy Savageau is just a great shooter, and she was ready.
ETBU quick in transition though. Ward just driving it in and scoring. Savageau. Nice pass into Bailey Timmons. Can't finish it off, but excellent pass by Savageau. Hicks standing at the 3-meter line for volleyball. Passing it in, now back out. Cowan.
Looks a little bit like a travel, yeah. Her feet were moving before her mind could really figure out where the ball was.
Madison Herta and Anna Beamsdorfer on the court.
I think the Tigers are going to stay within this little motion-like offense of getting Elaine King to the top of the key.
Trinity handing it off to Moeller. They go up the horn to Timmons. They find Napoli on the far side corner. It'll stay Trinity ball. See, the good thing is that you can say Trinity and ETBU. Good thing that we never played the other Trinity that's in Division III.
I know. Well, actually, Trinity U, our great admissions program, they did a collab on Instagram. It's like, we're Trinity College, not Trinity University, and then it was a vice versa little moment, but I thought it was pretty funny.
The rare three from Natalie Greenwood doesn't go in, and she can't corral the pass either. Ball ETBU. I think Natalie Greenwood took like 1 or 2 threes at all last year, and one of them went in.
It did, and it was in a big game too. Wasn't it against Colorado College for the tournament championship, was it not? I'm pretty sure, I've like remember this vividly. And it was a bank too.
I think she made it in,
Was
I
it
thought she
here?
made it in here. She may have made it in the Colorado College game here.
That makes sense, yeah.
Big throw to Herta. Doesn't convert, but Jones with the board. Second opportunity created by Macy Jones and her height. Josie Napoli kicked back out to Timmons. Timmons tried to find Napoli. Too much traffic. call it an over and back. It'll be ETBU ball. Maybe Timmons thought it went off a ETBU Tiger. She kind of called everybody off from touching it.
Well, no, if she threw it, so if she would have touched it, it would have been a double dribble. Or it would have been a travel, or it would have been a, just not a good call.
There's a catch-22, either over and back or double dribble.
Yeah, but you'd rather have your teammate get it so they can take it out on the sideline rather than have anything in transition.
Everything going well for ETBU, and one on the way for Macy Jones. 6-0 run for ETBU. They're up 29-20 as we hit the media timeout.
Yeah.
I always forget about the double dribble. You don't see it as called as often as like the travel or.
You know, we also don't see called a flop.
Yeah,
we saw this a couple days ago. Christian Green got called for a flop in a game, and we had to look at each other and go, what's the penalty? I was like, what are the repercussions of this? I was like, I don't remember anything specifically, once again above our pay grade, but I think they just called it as a flagrant one. Because they gave him a flagrant one, and then the other team got some free throws. But you never know what these refs are going to pull out of their sleeves.
Called it like, it's like a Class B technical. I didn't know that they were.
You know, you learn something new every day.
Some strange rules come out on CalGuard Gym. Remember for volleyball a year ago, one of our servers, I'm trying to remember, I think, Josie Dayer got called for
crossing the line?
No, taking too long to serve, which was, first of all, completely wrong. So in volleyball, you get 8 seconds to serve.
Yeah. You commentate the volleyball games, I forget.
Yeah. But Dayer has a serve routine that takes 5 seconds every time.
Yeah.
But they called her for an 8-second violation, and Jay Schoenberger, the color commentator for volleyball with me, and I just looked at each other like,
what?
Like, that seemed really quick to call her out like that.
Yeah. Also, 3 seconds is another thing that's it's kind of iffy depending on the ref. Some refs count slower, some refs count faster, some don't call it at all, and there's just a center just kind of, making camp in the paint.
Jones can't complete the three-point play. Inside to Natalie Greenwood, working against Jones. Greenwood can't get it to anybody inside, so she has to go out to Napoli. Napoli trying to get the screen. And nothing happening. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Savageau finds Napoli. Napoli working down. Puts it up and scores. Bit on the fly, but Josie Napoli, nothing but net.
Good little step through. One thing that I kind of want to see more of from the Tigers, I know that Josie Napoli called an on-ball screen with Natalie Greenwood. A little pick and pop action would be really good, especially because, who is this? Macy Jones was just sitting in the paint. So obviously you can't roll to get to the basket, but shooting a little mid-range shot is something that would be good just to see the ball go through the net. And it's an open space around that high post area.
ETBU maintaining possession despite some troubles with maintaining control of the ball. Under 10 seconds on the shot clock again. Ayala trying to find Jones. It's fumbled and in the ball of Trinity. O'Rourke to Napoli. Napoli drives into the paint. Her shot too strong. ETBU ends up with it thanks to Ward. Ward once again being the playmaker. They've got numbers. Herta's three is good. Madison Herta putting the pain on the Trinity Tigers, 32-22.
That girl's shot is just automatic. Even with two Trinity Tigers coming at her for a contest, she held that follow through with grace.
Natalie Greenwood blocked by Jones. It's a strange feeling for Greenwood, as Jones is maybe one of the only players in this region that is taller than her.
Yeah.
6'4" against Greenwood, 6'3". Again, we had that conversation last year with Zoe Tomlinson of Colorado College, kind of seeming not to know what to do when a player as tall as her went up against her.
No, it's really true. And one thing that's been a great addition for the Tigers is Natalie Greenwood, especially defensively, when you have other players who are going to be such an offensive threat. But I mean, Elaine King is also one of those players who can guard anybody pretty much a couple inches taller than her, which is what we see, especially if we go up north.
Napoli got blocked by Ward. And she put up another quick shot that went off the side of the backboard. Ayala backs out, forehanding it to Bickford. Bickford on the near side of the court, back to Ward. Foul called on Josie Napoli. I think a bit of more of a silly foul. ETBU had pretty much no time left on the shot clock. I don't think any shot Ward was even going to get off.
Was that her second or her third?
It's her second foul,
okay.
Napoli. Any time that was left wasn't going to result in a good shot from ETBU, but now this gives them new life. A fresh 20. Ayala takes a three. That'll go out of bounds as it hits off one of those little support ropes. Peyton Hicks back on the court. Timmons will inbound it to Caceres.
Looks like they're setting up a little stack motion.
Caceres, pull up quick jumper, no good. Angle is just too sharp. Hicks weaving through Trinity. ETB will maintain control of the ball, but they did punch it out.
Jivy Caceres has been one of those players that has had great defensive intensity. First couple games that she's been here, I've been really impressed, especially as a freshman. You can see she usually guards all the point guards. So it's good to see her doing what she does best.
Ayala almost took a jumper. Instead, she'll hand it off to Smith. Back to Ayala. Three is up from Herta. And man, Herta is putting the hurt on Trinity with her range. Another three for her. It's a 12-2 run for ETBU. Things risking to get out of hand here in Calgard. O'Rourke losing the ball. It's called tie ball. ETBU gets it back. Trinity struggling for answers.
I think one difference from the Illinois Wesleyan Titans and the Tigers right now is they had minimum 6 passes at the half-court offensive level before they found someone that was open. I mean, Trinity has a couple players that are definitely well endowed to shoot three-pointers and make them within rhythm, and we're just not getting those shots right now.
Ivy Meharry on the court for Trinity. New face. One of a couple of Trinity first years. ETBU, 1:10 left in the half. Ward against Caceres. Now it's Hicks against Timmons. Inside to Ayala, back out to Ward. Thought she might take the three, instead she'll pass it in. Beautiful work from ETBU. The lead grows ever more from the Tigers. The Tigers from Marshall. Timmons backs up. And get off to O'Rourke. O'Rourke driving in. Near side lane. Losing the ball. And foul called. .3 seconds left on the clock. It'll be tagged to Hicks. It's her first of the game.
Lots of frustration coming from a couple of the players and obviously Coach Arbogast.
Yeah, the ball was very loose on the floor.
Yeah.
I thought they might have called a jump ball for a moment.
There was a lot of arm movement and foot movement. I think Sky O'Rourke said it best down there, if I could read her lips correctly, but may have looked like a slight kick.
Caceres trips, foul called.
That's going to be the second one on Hicks within less than 10 seconds.
So 2 fouls for Hicks. It's been a 14-2 run for ETBU, 5 for their last 7. Trinity, 1 for their last 8. That has resulted in about a 4-minute scoring drought for the Tigers in maroon. Pass inside. I think intended for O'Rourke. Ends up in the hands of Timmons. Pulls up. Offline, but Trinity keeps it alive. Caceres trying to pass it in. Intercepted by Ward. Oh, dishes it in. But a foul called. Marley Keith in for ETBU, freshman out of Lindale, Texas. Third foul for Timmons. She'll head back to the bench.
Bailey Timmons and Josie Napoli are two players that you really don't want to see get in foul trouble right now, especially if they want to turn things around in that second half.
No good for Keith on the first free throw. 16.2 seconds left in the first half. 0 for 2. And it's going to be ETBU ball. Meharry didn't try and take it in all that much. I think Meharry thought it would be Tiger ball.
Which is why she didn't go for it, yeah.
13.9 on the clock.
Macy Jones in 13.9 seconds on the game clock.
Ward trying to get it to Jones, but hits off her arm into the hands of Meharry. Quick work for Trinity, and finally points come after 4 minutes. Shot up. Oh, and a foul. 0.2 seconds on the clock. And a foul on like a half-court heave.
Yeah.
That's just something that
Yeah.
really don't want to happen.
No. Felt like one of those little freshman moments, but you live and learn. Obviously, everything the ETBU Tigers want right now.
Tag the foul to Martin. It's her second.
Oh, I thought that was going to be on Jivy. I take back my comment about the freshman.
24-38. Of course, it's 3 free throws because technically it's a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
2 for 3 from the trip. No shot attempt from Sky O'Rourke, and that's the end of the first half here in CalGuard Gym. ETBU putting the pain on in the second quarter. They win it that quarter 20-10 to take a 39-24 lead over the Tigers. Trinity has just really been struggling on offense.
They have, and one thing right now is if you're struggling on offense, it needs to be generated off of defense. So even if you're not scoring, you have to maintain stops. And it was a really high-scoring game against the Titans whenever they played 2 days ago. So maintaining defensive integrity is going to be really big, especially coming into the second half. And even if shots aren't going in, continuing to get to the basket is a really good way to see just the ball go through the net. Maybe you see a couple plays come down the road, but also converting on a lot of these plays in transition too is just going to be really big.
The officials are looking at something. I'm not quite sure what. So we'll stay on air with you until we get word on what they're looking at. I see the officials looking at the replay monitor down there, which is the universal sign that, hey, we're going to check something.
2 of them have walked away, so I don't know if anything is going to be reversed.
I'm not sure what would even be being looked at. Maybe to see, maybe the buzzer went off.
Maybe.
They were checking to see who the foul was on.
Okay.
Martin or Caceres.
Yeah.
From what it looked like, it doesn't look like they're going to be changing anything.
Okay.
So.
Well, that was the statement off the record. But obviously, a lot of things to turn around in this second half. Herta and Ward been great defensively and offensively, leading the Tigers, the ETBU Tigers, excuse me, and obviously Ayala has made great impact early on.
Yeah, Ward with 5 assists. I mean, 8 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah.
You keep up that pace.
Yeah.
You're on triple-double watch, technically.
It's like you're looking at a Maggie Robbins triple-double right there.
We'll see what Coach Arbogast and Coach Cameron Hill both draw up in the locker rooms. We'll take a break on the Tiger Network. We'll be back before that timer hits 0, we promise. Stay tuned on the Tiger Network. Welcome back to the Tiger Network. No change in starters for ETBU, but Ivory Scott coming in for Bailey Timmons for the Tigers of Trinity. We'll see if Trinity has figured something out. They're down 24 to 39.
Ivory Scott, here we go.
We're underway. Reed Rosales back with Annika Signs. A tough first half for Trinity. We'll see how much they've cleaned up.
ETBU is starting out in what looks like a 2-3 zone. A little different from what we saw in that first half.
Tried to run a play there. Out to Scott. Her three's up. Bounces off the front of the rim. Second chance doesn't go. Oh, man. Scott O'Rourke.
Frustration from everybody after that one.
Yeah, that was a pretty open second chance. Bickford gets it in to Matthews. Matthews working against King. Finishes through the player in the paint for the Tigers of Trinity. Quick work from Trinity. Three from Savaggio. 3 points for Trinity. Calling Savaggio by the name we originally thought it was pronounced.
I know. I was like, oh, this is such a cool French name.
Put up and put in by Matthews. Again, the big players for ETBU causing some trouble for Trinity.
Ward being one of those. We looked at the plus and minus differential, and she's up 23 points whenever she's in the game.
Contested three, Savaggio responds again. The Tigers of Trinity down 13 still. Man, what an opener from the freshman.
When you respond like that, and Trinity is so good based off momentum, you have to get stops. You have to chain together a couple stops and scores. And you can't just be trading buckets back and forth between each other.
And Savaggio is down. Savaggio took a pretty big hit.
And she may have just gotten the air knocked out of her. Needed a second for a breath.
A replay there doesn't really show us what happened with Savaggio. She's already on the ground. A lot of ETBU players near or on the court. Hannah Ayala comes on, maybe. We have a timeout, so we'll figure out who's on the court after this timeout. Not even 2 minutes in, and we get the media timeout.
Wow.
A bit early, maybe, for the media timeout, but
yeah.
Yeah, Savaggio went down. Looks like she's okay.
I'm wondering if the ETBU Tigers are going to try and get out of that zone. Something that they didn't have in that first half. And now that we have 2 consecutive threes made by Livy Savaggio, I don't know if they want to change anything off of that.
Trinity having a bit of a home stint. They went on an extensive road trip after their home opener to start the season against UMHB. Went to Cali, went to Kerrville, then came back here to play Dallas Christian.
Yeah, and they had a good game against Dallas Christian coming off of their win against Shriner as well. They had 90 points that game, and then that ultimately got superseded by their points that they put up against the Titans earlier on 2 days ago, right? Yeah. Just feels like the energy just needs to shift within this gym for the Trinity Tigers right now. I think that needs to come from within them, and I know that offensively things may be struggling a little bit, but just one of those things that needs to come from within.
Players were heading back out, and now they're heading back in. Some more talk between assistant coach John Franklin and the Trinity Tigers. Now a look at the monitor from the officials.
I don't know what they're looking at now.
So they're looking at 2 things. They're looking at the potential foul against Savaggio. So it looks like foul on ETBU. Foul on ETBU for the hit against Savageau.
And we'll see it right here.
Right here. Matthews just bodying Savageau right there.
Especially when it's a hit to the abdomen. They really can take the air out of you.
So foul against ETBU. They're also looking to who it went off of in case it wasn't actually a foul.
Okay.
But they called foul, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. Also, special thanks to Justin Parker, who's been helping out the refs today with those little replays and coming down to the monitor. And his daughter, Grace, also was the announcer today. We're a big Trinity family here.
Now the officials talking further. And I'm not really sure about what now. Maybe time. Maybe they have some dinner reservations. I'm not sure.
What are you doing later, buddy? I don't know. I was going to go catch a game.
Alamo Bowl's already over.
I know.
There are no games to catch in San Antonio unless the Spurs are in town.
You may go to Bays. You never know. We saw a lot of Colorado and BYU fans at Bombay's Bicycle Club last night.
A favorite Trinity location nearby. Savageau on her hands. Blocking foul called on Hicks.
That'll be Hicks' third.
Yeah, 3 fouls for Hicks. Hicks a pretty big part of this ETBU offense, so don't want her fouling out. Tiffany Bickford will come on for Hicks. Savageau will be the one to inbound it.
It looks like ETBU just switched it up back into their man. Don't want to give away any more threes to Livy Savageau.
Napoli spinning around at the elbow, back out. O'Rourke moves to her left, handing it off to Napoli. Napoli, shot from top of the key, doesn't go, board by Ward. Ward in ETBU, moving in. Keeps the ball safe to Ayala. ETBU up 15.
Ward has just been the epitome of an all-around player today. She's been a good facilitator, has gotten to the basket, and has played hard defense.
Their 6th assist of the day. Scott hands it off to O'Rourke. O'Rourke driving near side lane, spinning around, the shot up and rolls out. Everything going awry for Trinity. Ward slowing things down for ETBU. Now going in, spins around, loses the ball. Ball is loose. It was knocked out of the hands of Ayala. Now O'Rourke alone in front. Scores.
Great defensive stop by Sky O'Rourke and then pushed ahead by Livy Savageau.
2 players waiting to come in. Now 3 players waiting to come in for ETBU. But before that, Ward in the paint. Tried a fancy layup. That doesn't go, but the second chance by Anna Ayala goes. And a lot of hard falls from Trinity. This time Napoli takes a tumble.
Refs saying they didn't see anything. Lots of physicality here. We'll see the replay.
Like Napoli wrapped up in the arm of Matthews. But Napoli will be the one to take the inbound pass. No call on the play. Macy Jones in for ETBU. 6'4" transfer from LSU. Timmons down to Napoli. Napoli dealing with Ward, trying to shake her off, is unable to. Now into the paint. Draws the foul, no shot.
They're going to call it on the floor, so they're going to take it out at the baseline. What's that, Ward's second, maybe?
That is Ward's second.
Ward found herself in some trouble yesterday. She fouled out.
Scott dishes it to Napoli. Now Napoli again against Ward. At that time, Ward doesn't foul. We're having to deal with 2 Tigers for getting it off to Bickford. Down to Ward again. Back to Cowan. Whistle blown. It's Trinity Tiger ball.
You know what that last call was? I didn't see where the ref was looking.
Yeah, I didn't quite see it either. Probably away from the actual ball, I'm assuming.
Yeah, maybe it was a moving screen.
Just in to King, back to Scott. Reach and foul.
This is exactly what the Trinity Tigers need right now. You have to get to the rim aggressively, especially if you want to see the ball go through the net. You got to get to the line. And what each of them are doing really well right now, you saw in the last couple of possessions by Josie Napoli. She protected the ball, got within the paint, and then inevitably got a foul call.
Foul on Bickford. Her second. Napoli tries to find Natalie Greenwood and does. Savageau sidesteps, 3 up, but too strong. Napoli can't save it. Savageau's got to put the weights down a little.
Don't want to get too big.
Freshman overshot the 3. That one went off the noggin of Cowan.
Went off a couple heads. It was a little ping pong, ding dong dong dong. That was some, that was, I don't even know what that was.
As onomatopoeia,
Yes.
which was created by Edgar Allan Poe, in case you didn't know.
Once again, Trinity education. I mention this every time we commentate. Reed Rosales is a genius, everyone.
Ward, good pass out. Oh, they find Herta. No good, but board by Ayala. Back out to Herta. 3's up, no good. Board by Jones. And 1 for Macy Jones. Rebound after rebound after rebound for ETBU. And again, Trinity struggling to find points for themselves. They started out strong, but again in a similar spot.
Now we're going to go into a timeout.
Both sides back in their huddles. 32-49, ETBU up.
The turnovers have slightly evened out. I know the Tigers had, I think it was 11-6 starting out this half. So that's definitely evened out a little bit. I mean, it's pretty similar down the line when you look at the stats. But what's not shown on your board is second chance opportunities and where they're converting. I know that we've gotten pretty equal number of second chance opportunities. ETBU Tigers are just converting on them, especially now. That was a possession with 3 offensive rebounds were just picked up by ETBU, and then they converted, and then they're going to go to the line. So when you have a lot of those things that are just in conjunction with each other, it just doesn't work well with the Tigers right now. They have to hunker down, make sure they box out everybody, and then run the floor, get some points in transition.
For ETBU, definitely say Ayala is on double-double watch. 13 points, 8 rebounds. She needs 2. She's a constant presence in the paint, so I think those 2 rebounds are going to come eventually. I'd be surprised if she didn't get it.
Yeah, and she's only a sophomore, but her height has played such a big role in this game. She's 6'1". There have been a couple possessions where she's gotten it on the right block and has just finished over top of people by keeping the ball up high.
Meanwhile, for Ward, head back to the bench for now for ETBU. Marley Keith comes on. Free throws for Macy Jones. She's 1 for 3 today. Banked that one off. Maybe not the most conventional free throw, but it's good either way. 50 points for ETBU. Napoli, shot from within the arc. Swish. So quick response for Trinity. See if they can string some possessions together. Right now that's what they're needing. Ayala able to keep composure, but loses the ball trying to save it. Napoli and the Tigers run it down, getting it to Savageau, out to King. Inside to Greenwood. Greenwood working against Jones. Gets fouled.
That was definitely one of those fouls where it was on the body. See Macy Jones could have potentially been pushing her around with her hips. But nonetheless, great position by Natalie Greenwood to find herself in an even better opportunity at the line.
The first foul on Jones. She'll head back to the bench.
I feel like this is the most amount of substitutions I've seen in a long time. Coach Arbogast is constantly subbing his players in and out. Ward being one of them. I remember their game yesterday. They played a little offensive, defensive game with her, especially when they were nearing the end of that fourth quarter.
Coach Arbogast having a lot of trust in his bench. He has good reason to trust them. 10th in the nation in bench points, or ETBU. They're averaging 30 points a game, and that is no doubt due to this constant rotation of the players. Three is up, and good. Tristan Smith, a sophomore out of Edgewood, Texas, splashes it in, 53-35. Of course, we got a palindrome score.
You're always the first one to scope it out.
Back in. Napoli works it, shot from the free throw line. Palindrome's just not meant to last. 37-53. Ball nearly lost. Caceres doing a good job being a pest to Ward. Ward smart to get it across the timeline. Head back out. Herta doesn't take the three. Instead, it'll be Bickford. No good. Tiger ball.
That foul looks like it was going to be on Tristan Smith. As Josie Napoli was trying to box her out, there was a little too much physicality.
That'll be Tristan Smith's third personal foul.
And now they're going to the line.
At Trinity in the bonus. Trinity's going to make a comeback here. Got to start making, say, a vast majority of your free throws at this point. Got to imagine that they're going to try to get to the line as much as possible.
Yeah, and that takes a lot of effort too, taking care of the ball, making sure you're still not being careless. And although you want to be aggressive, you don't want to look for the foul.
First free throw good for Josie Napoli. She hits 10 points. And 11 points for Josie Napoli. 39-53. Maddie Muller checks in. Celine King heads back to the bench. Sub for ETBU as well, as Madison Herta checks out for number 24, Hannah Matthews. 6'2" graduate student from Tarleton State. So 2 D1 transfers on this ETBU team. Foul quickly called.
Called it on Jivy.
Be Cowan to inbound it. Find Ward inside. Under 3 minutes in the third quarter. Ward gets it to Matthews. Back to Ward. Top of the key, dishing it in. First shot doesn't go. Second chance, no good. They'll get a third chance. Bickford to Ward. Back to Matthews. Matthews holds the ball. Can't find anybody to get it to. Finds Cowan, under 10 seconds. Spinning around. The up shot, no good. A lot of chances for ETBU, but no dice for the Marshall Tigers.
Now Bailey Timmons is going to go to the line after what looked like 4 offensive rebounds in that one possession, but the Tigers from ETBU could not convert. It's hard to buy a bucket in this gym sometimes.
ETBU 0 for 5 for their last 5 shots. The foul on Matthews is her third. Second trip for Bailey Timmons. She's now 3 for 3. 13-point gap. Now a 12-point gap. Trinity really pressing now. Jivy able to get the ball away from Ward. Muller's short shot doesn't go.
That foul looks like it's going to be on Cáceres.
It was a golden opportunity for Trinity to try and get some quick points off. We saw them get some swings and points against the Titans. That one not meant to be. But picked off by Muller, another chance, and one for Maddie Muller.
That's what you call a short-term memory. May have missed that first one off that right block, but read that pass perfectly.
An opportunity to make it a one-point game. Not a one-point game, a single-digit game.
When opportunity presents itself, Maddie Muller didn't play that first game of this weekend, but she hit a 3 early on in that first half. And now she has the potential to get 6 points here off of this and one.
She completes it. 44-53. Tigers of Trinity continuing their aggressive press. Ward trying to outrun. She's being successful so far. Passes it back out to Herta. Now Peyton Hicks getting it inside to Matthews. Back to Hicks, fumbles the ball. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Hicks being guarded by Greenwood. Trying to drive it past her. Contested shot, foul drawn.
I think that one's gonna be called on Greenwood. And it is. Peyton Hicks has got to be careful too. She's got 3. A similar position that she found herself in yesterday, but she held her own. She finished the game with 4 fouls and didn't get that last one.
First free throw much too short. Continues a 2-minute scoring drought for ETBU. Trinity on a 9-0 scoring run. Need that to continue. But it's a 10-point game once again. Macy Jones comes in for ETBU. Josie Napoli crosses the Tiger head. Tries to get past Ward. See if she takes it herself. Instead, dishing it back out to Muller. Muller blocked by Macy Jones. It'll stay Trinity ball.
Felt like Macy Jones was just waiting there, kind of taunting her to take that shot a little bit.
Jones does have that imposing presence in the paint usually.
And Hicks will come out, maybe a bit scared to pick up that 4th foul.
Caceres at the elbow, hands it back to Muller outside. Timmons doesn't take a 3. Instead, she'll try it herself. Good shot for Bailey Timmons. Trinity keeps pressing. Ward outside. Herta, Madison Herta. A 3 when they needed it. Makes it 11-point gap. Napoli spinning around in the paint. To Greenwood, short jumper, no good. Greenwood had a clean look at it. Ward slowing down before going inside to Jones. And Jones scores. Greenwood maybe trying to bait the charge, but there's some sort of offensive foul. Napoli's 3, no good. But Greenwood with the offensive board. Back outside, Napoli, deep 3, in and out. Bickford with the board. Now Ward and ETBU catching fire again. Trinity wanting an over and back. Jones can't score, ball still loose. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Buzzer beater doesn't go in. Some chaos near the end. Trinity, it kind of looked like they might make some ground, but they make up very little ultimately. They're still down by 13.
Yeah.
59-46 ETBU advantage. Both sides will get ready for the 4th quarter. Ward at this point, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 8 points.
Yeah, and it looked like they were going to run away with it a little bit there. I know one play that I was really impressed with Bailey Timmons. She has such a fast first step. And I know that it had Ayala kind of tripping a little bit, but glad she finished that. They're going to need to just make open shots at this point. They're getting some stops, but they just need to finish on the other end.
ETBU right now, they're just shooting better than Trinity. And that's kind of...
It's one of those things, like, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The stats are pretty even across the board. Shots are just not going in.
Yeah, right now, so ETBU and Trinity, they have a very, like, almost exact same three-point stat line. ETBU 6 for 16,
Yeah.
Trinity 6 for 15.
And field goals are the same. Trinity has 51 attempts, and East Texas Baptist has 50 attempts as well.
But ETBU has made 22 compared to the Tigers 15.
Yeah. And there's a couple there, we looked at it earlier on in that first and second half, where you just, as a fan and as a coach, you kind of just put your hands up above your head and a little bit of frustration because you know that those are some of the shots that you make on the daily. But still a lot of time left on the clock, 10 minutes. Something can completely change.
East Texas Baptist ball starting the fourth quarter. Here we go.
So we head back into the fourth quarter. Hicks will take the ball. Hands it off to Ward. Inside at the top of the key to Smith. Trying to get it to Jones, but too much traffic. Next shot, no good. It'll be Trinity Tiger ball. Whistle gets blown.
Yeah, that foul was going to be on Macy Jones. There's a good box out by Elaine King.
Second foul for Jones, who is not in any real foul trouble. Napoli can't find an open shot. Instead, she'll defer to Timmons, and Timmons is clean with the shot. And Coach Hill calling up Trinity to press, press, press. Savageau punches the initial inbounds pass out.
That's a great thing, too, now, because they have to stay still at that baseline.
Hannah Matthews in for ETBU. Hicks trying to run through, and she's being very successful so far. Three's up, no good, but a board by Matthews. Ripped away by Bailey Timmons. Could not keep the grip on it. Savageau dishing it in to Bailey Timmons. Bailey Timmons back-to-back scoring for herself. It's 50-59. Again, Trinity looking to go on a little bit of a run. They need to maintain this pace.
That was 4 points, potentially 5 points, with a little over a minute, barely over a minute. Those are great attempts. The ball keeps moving. That was a grade A play in transition. Ball went up to Livy Savageau, and of course Bailey Timmons continued cutting to the basket.
Looks like Matthews got called for a foul. That's her fourth. So Trinity gets the ball back. Savageau spinning around, back to Timmons. Hooking it into Napoli. Napoli trying to beat Ward, unable to. Blocked by Ward. Now Ward will try and take it herself. No good. Ball is loose. Ward has her hands on it. Spin around shot. 10 points for Ward.
That's one of those grit plays.
61-50, ETBU up. Napoli. And threading the needle to Timmons. Her shot had to have been blocked. Outside to Savageau. The Tigers of Trinity get it back, and Savageau gets two. The press continuing. ETBU dissects the Tiger offense of Trinity. Madison Urta is unconscious from range right now. 4th three of the day for herself.
She's having herself a game.
But ETBU up 64-52. Timeout, ETBU. Madison Herta, 14 points.
Wow. Feels like every time the Tigers inch closer, Herta has been one of those players to respond right away.
Coach Hill and Trinity trying to make any dent in this deficit. And yeah, it's like you say, Annika, anytime it looks like they're going to make progress, it is undone by an ETBU 3,
Yeah.
Ward driving it in for 2.
Yeah, and I talked about this maybe a couple seconds ago, but when Ward got that, I called it a grit play. She just wanted it more than some of the people that were around her. There was 3 Trinity jerseys around her. She maintained the ball, was strong with it, chinned it really well, and then found herself square to the basket, and she just finished.
Ward with her 10 points. First step for either a double-double or a triple-double. 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Definitely on the table for herself.
It's right there for her to take.
We'll see how she does. She's been a presence on the court in the second half. Maybe not as much as she was in the first half, but still.
Just her presence on the court means a big difference.
ETBU is ready. ETBU never going to give up this lead, it seems. Trinity breaks their huddle.
Is being Rick, what is it called? Is
Rickrolled.
Rickrolled. Is that still a thing? We should still make it a thing.
In some circles.
What if we just Rickrolled someone right now on this network and we just play "Never Gonna Give You Up"? I gave y'all a little hint at my voice right there.
Rick Astley will forever be known for that song, whether he likes it or not. It's a good song, so Internet has kind of memed that one to death. Muller, top of the key, tries to get it to Napoli. Ball was slipping out of her hands, picked off by Hicks. Hicks can't finish it, though. Foul will be called on Bickford, I believe.
Yeah. It was one of those plays where she didn't mean to foul Napoli. It just happened. They're both going up for the ball.
Foul number 3 for Bickford.
Matthews is 4.
3 subs for ETBU. Jones, Ward, and Herta on the court. Matthews heads back to the bench. Cowan will head back as well.
I really have not seen a coach have this many substitutions. It seems like every dead ball, there is someone coming in for ETBU.
It keeps the legs fresh for everybody. Getting a little bit of time on the bench. Muller down to Savaggio. Savaggio inside. Her shot goes. Savaggio, right now, 13 points for herself.
That'll be her career high, too. I think she had 12 against Schreiner. She's not beaten that.
I think Macy Jones just got blocked. It's hard to tell. Muller, pull up 3.
That's in. Oh!
In and out. It'll be ETBU ball. Called it too early.
I did. That's one of those announcer jinxes.
See, you never know when you were on the court whether you got announcer jinxed or not by Brian or I.
I'm going to say every shot I missed. Now it's got to be. There was a couple that I banked last year. Y'all better have called those.
Hicks. A lot of contention, but foul drawn.
That looked like a hard block to me. But nonetheless, still a foul.
Elaine King, it's her second foul. She's in much better shape foul-wise than she was last game.
She didn't foul out in regulation, though. She fouled out in overtime.
First free throw in. Next shot from Hicks was a bit offline.
That foul is going to be on Elaine King. She'll pick up her 3rd. She was trying to box out Macy Jones. They'll probably take that out at the baseline.
The Trinity Tigers are kind of shocked by the call. As again, the Trinity Tigers right now, that one's on them for the most part. Now conversation between officials. A lot of chirping from parents on the court.
Ivy Meharry is looking to check in, I'm assuming for Elaine King.
King will come out for Meharry. Hicks to be the one to inbound it. Gets it in to Smith. Tristan Smith back down to Hicks. Hicks drives in, easily piercing the far side lane. Good points for Hicks. Makes it 67-54. ETBU maintaining that gap. Pull-up shot offline for Napoli. ETBU will, I'm sure, try to just kill as much clock as possible now. Hicks inside, puts it up. Not a shot high off the glass this time. Savaggio barely saving that ball. But a steal for Ward. It ends up right in her hands. She'll head to the line, no and one. Ward might have 6 steals after that.
I'm telling you, she's been an all-around breakout player today.
It's quite the stat line. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks.
Just wow.
And 6 steals. First free throw doesn't go. I'm trying to think of the crazy stat line. Was it Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who had like the quintuple double or whatever? Someone in NBA history has had that before. I don't remember who.
Above our pay grade.
Napoli and Trinity running out of time. Moeller can't find anybody open. Keeps the ball, just hands it off to Napoli up front. Napoli to O'Rourke. O'Rourke drives it in, can't bank it. The ball is lost. It's put in. And Cowan finds Herta in the corner. Doesn't shoot. Taken away by Josie Napoli. Napoli only has Ward to beat. And she does beat her. Emphatic shot from Napoli. Tigers trying to prove that they're not out of this one yet. The Trinity Tigers, that is.
That's going to look like it's going to be a technical on Josie Napoli. She was mixing some words with the ref after she what thought was an and one.
Technical foul, which means free shots for ETBU. I've gotten word that unofficially Wilt Chamberlain had the quintuple double.
There we go.
Some crazy stat line. So ETBU will have Herta take some lonely free throws. Wilt Chamberlain reportedly had 53 points, 32 rebounds, 14 assists, 24 blocks, and 11 steals.
Can you look up Reggie Miller's sister? I think she had like 100 points in a high school game. Also looks like just exactly like Reggie Miller.
The blocks and steals were unofficial.
Oh, okay.
24 blocks in a game sounds insane.
Was he just sitting underneath the rim? Well, he couldn't cherry pick because he obviously had a lot of points.
ETBU 70, Trinity 56.
5 minutes left in this game. A lot can happen. Livy Savaggio went on a little run earlier on in this half. 2 straightaway threes. She's just a great player. Anything can really happen offensively for them. It just needs to happen defensively by getting stops.
Bickford gets it down to Smith. Smith loses the ball, but it ends up in the hands of Herta. Going inside to Matthews. Matthews up against Meharry. Has to pass it in to Herta. Madison Herta. Take a bow. 18 points for her. Long pass to Savaggio. She gets it to O'Rourke. O'Rourke rolls it in. Trinity works quick, but they need to work maybe a bit quicker. Herta, open three, doesn't go. Bickford, second chance, point in. Trinity having trouble stopping ETBU's attack now. Ivory Scott looking for someone. Tried passing it to O'Rourke. It's ETBU ball. Elaine King, Bailey Timmons, and Jivi Caceres in for Trinity. Ward in for ETBU. Ward coming in with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left in the game. Hicks, take it slow. Tigers only send Caceres to deal with her. So Ward, deep three, doesn't go. Savageau is waiting for it. Savageau running past players. Caceres, quick three. Off the back of the iron, board by Herta. And again, slowing down play. Each second ticking off.
That foul's going to be on Jivi Caceres as she was trying to fight over that screen by Matthews. Looks like that's going to send him to the line.
ETBU in the bonus, so any foul from Trinity will just give another opportunity for ETBU to score.
Will be 2 shots for Peyton Hicks.
Hicks today, 2 for 4 from the charity stripe. Drops that penny in the well. 75-58.
Do you have a Brian Yanselson ism that you remember that he would say or that you just kind of caught on to? Was that one of them, penny in the well?
Not penny in the well. Brian Yentelson's isms were knowing mascot origin stories. He knew one for pretty much every single team we played.
Wow.
Savageau gets it inside to King, back out to Timmons. Timmons just takes a three. Doesn't go in. Board by Ward. ETBU nearly lost it, but no Tiger contending other than Caceres. The origin story for the Trinity Tigers is tied to baseball, as the Detroit Tigers practice with the then unnamed Trinity team, and they took on the Tigers moniker. Timmons takes the ball away. Pass is batted, but still in the hands of Trinity. Timmons works her way down at the top of the key. Ball punched, steal by Ward. We'll see if she can finish it off. No, she can't. Herta, second chance, doesn't go. Trinity with another opportunity. Contested three, gets fouled. So it's 3 free throws, I believe, for Maddie Muller. As Herta is the one tagged with the foul. That's her first of the game, so no worries for her.
I haven't seen this many people get fouled on a three in a weekend. The first game, Titans versus the Tigers, Trinity that is, there was a 4-point play by number 23. Her last name was Powers. I can't remember her
Mallory
first.
Powers.
Mallory Powers, right? She was on that left wing. It was in the fourth quarter. It's kind of what changed their game for them. But she made the three and then converted on the free throw for a 4-point play.
Brian Yanselson also had some good pop culture references.
Do you remember any?
I remember trying to think. No, it wasn't when I was on the broadcast.
Okay.
For UC Santa Cruz played Trinity in volleyball, and they're the Banana Slugs, which is, first of all, the best mascot. Next to the Fighting Squirrels of Mary Baldwin in top-tier mascot names.
I love that.
Maddie Muller will head back to the bench as Jalen Martin checks in. Muller makes some free throws. But he started that broadcast with like, this is B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
I love that. That is so original. He's been one of my favorite announcers to listen to. Now he's in the pros.
Yeah, commentating for the Missions.
Yeah.
Love to see the alumni getting some action in the pros.
Speaking of alumni, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in our top left corner of our screen. Trinity women's basketball, a couple alumni are here now.
Three in. 64-75. Caceres with the three. ETBU having trouble getting it in, but they do. Ward running it down, dishes it into Herta. Good pass, but the shot doesn't go. Board by Matthews. Kicked back out to Hicks. 6-0 run for the Tigers. And a foul will be called on Martin.
Arbogast called his team over really fast. I don't know if he was telling them to continue running the clock out or just to finish playing regular basketball. Like the shot clock and game clock aren't really there.
The Tiger Network was started by Chris Gargiola a long time ago. Now he commentates for the Diamondbacks on the radio broadcast.
Wow. There's a good legacy here. Do you want to go into broadcasting?
That'd be
Journalism
nice.
And
Broadcasting would be nice.
yeah.
Just do something you love for forever.
Yeah, I
Be nice.
know. Get paid to talk.
Yeah, getting paid to yap on air.
I'm a professional yapper.
That'll be on my business card.
Yeah. I wish I could put that on LinkedIn.
Caceres couldn't corral the ball, steps out. ETBU gets the ball, and a lot of things have gone wrong for the Trinity Tigers, and maybe that one kind of sums it up. They get it into Hicks. We'll see how keen Trinity is to foul at this point. They find Smith to Matthews. Back to Hicks. Hicks looking around. Works to her left. Caceres applying pressure. It's been a scoring drought for ETBU for 2 minutes, but not much to care about for them. And it's over because of Hicks. Timeout. 56.6 seconds left.
I think Coach
77 to 64.
Sorry about that. I think Coach Arbogast is just wanting to sub some players in to finish out this last minute.
At this point, this one looking pretty unreachable for Trinity. It is 77 to 64. The scoreboard has not been updated. Someone's asleep at the wheel. We'll see.
Who would that be down there? Garrett?
I don't know. I'm always for blaming Garrett, so.
I'll do it. He's a good scapegoat.
Yeah. I'm sure Garrett will come to me and be like, Reed, you can't do that.
You can't be saying that stuff live.
ETBU coming out with pretty much the exact same lineup. Doesn't look like they changed much at all.
I know that
New player
Bickford came in.
New player in for Trinity. I believe Kate Pulley coming in, number 25. 50 seconds. Moeller, deep three, can't bake it in. Ward nearly at the rebound, unable to corral it.
There's still time for 2 possessions left in this game.
What she's got to do, throw it off the rim and get her own miss. But I don't think ETBU is keen on doing much. Bickford pump fake to 3.
They may just run this clock out.
Hicks driving in, and she scores. 15 points for Peyton Hicks. She's had herself a good game as well.
Just a consistent for them in every game that they've played this year.
Savageau gets the screen. Shot from within the arc. Offensive board by Martin. Second chance doesn't go. And really, that's the story of the game. ETBU knocks off the Trinity Tigers 79 to 64. ETBU was down on the rebound game for a lot, but they end it up 44 to 37 in their favor.
Yeah.
Impressive win by ETBU. They'll head back to Marshall happy with a 1-1 record, considering the one loss was against the number 3 team in the nation.
Yeah. I mean, a stronger ambush came to win today.
course, ETBU will likely join the Tigers of Trinity. Yep, they will for the prayer at the center of the court, as per usual for ETBU athletics. Some stats for Trinity: Josie Napoli, 13 points. Livy Savageau with 13 points led Trinity in that category. Bailey Timmons had 12. And Sky O'Rourke had 10. Double-double for Bailey Timmons. She had 10 rebounds. So congratulations, double-double.
She had a good weekend for herself. So good job, Bailey Timmons.
I don't know if chicken parm's still on the table for players that get double-doubles. But for the visiting ETBU Tigers, as they cheer their victory, Madison Herta, 18 points, led ETBU in that category. 4 threes, 2 shots, other shots from the floor going in for her.
Just felt like every shot she put up today, whether she turned around, shot it behind her head, eyes closed, that thing was going to go in.
Peyton Hicks with 15 points. And Kadia Ward, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 blocks, 7 steals. That's an
all-around player right there. That's a Wilt Chamberlain player right there.
Wilt Chamberlain-esque
Yeah.
stat line. And Hannah Ayala, 13 points, 9 rebounds. So good overall game for ETBU. They improved to double-digit wins on the season. They're 10-3. Up next for ETBU, they'll be hosting a classic of their own, the ETBU Tiger Classic. Starts next year in 2025, January 4th. Join them in Marshall, Texas, where they will take on Millsaps for that first game. And then January 5th at 11 a.m., they'll take on UC Santa Cruz. So ETBU Tiger fans, be sure to support them. They're looking to be really good this year. For Trinity, they will fall to 5-4. Next game will be at home in the new year, 2025, January 6th on Monday. Odd Monday game against Shriner. Of course, they're always weird when it's your travel partner.
Right.
They'll rematch the Mountaineers in their second SCAC game. Then January 7th, they'll take on Hardin Simmons at 6 before opening their first proper SCAC weekend against McMurray and Concordia on January 10th and January 12th. Thank you to Yanel and Ariel for showing up to work this game for the Tiger Network. For Annika Sines and Josh Machigemba, the man behind it all. I've been Reed Rosales for the Tiger Network. Thank you for joining me and the crew for this week. And we'll see you next time on the Tiger Network.